I'm the Vice President of Marketing for Remax, and I have the privilege of overseeing our social team back at headquarters. We've got a really great panel that we're going to talk through from your guys' perspective on how we're going to leverage social media for real estate. And so what I want to do is have each of our panelists introduce themselves, talk a little bit about who they are, where they come from, and kind of how they are kind of come to this point on the stage. So we're just going to start down at the end of Claudia.
Oh man, no pressure. Okay, I'm Claudia in the Bay, Claudia Lopez, and I'm in Benicia, which is right between Napa and San Francisco in the Bay Area. Woo-woo. And let's see, how did I get here? That's a loaded question. I just learned from a lot of people. I'm sure we'll talk about that, but I'm not on all social medias. I don't know everything, but I'm happy to share and help, just like people share to help me.
You are.
Oh yeah, I'm Claudia in the Bay everywhere, like on all social media. So yeah.
Jennifer Bullock, Wonder Woman of Wilmington. And why am I here?
Yeah.
Because I do my live broadcast every Monday at 5 p.m.
Good morning, I'm Jeff Peters. I'm Lancaster, Pennsylvania. I've been with the brand for 26 years, sold full-time 23, transitioned into management of an office of 160 agents, and one of my responsibilities now is to onboard through training, social media platforms, and marketing. Great to be here.
Thanks, you guys. So I want to kick this off. We're going to play some videos. And I think the first one's going to be yours, Jeff. So we'll play it, and then give you guys a chance to kind of talk about what was the reason, what are you getting out of it, some of the intention of it.
How the others will see the faker. I'm much too fast to take that test. Changes, face the strain. Changes, don't wanna be a little man. Changes, face the strain.
All right, Jeff, what do we see here?
So, I'm big on offering value regardless of the platform, and we're going to get into a couple, I think, key ingredients for all posts as far as content. I think so many times people are posting things just because they feel the pressure to post because they see their peers and other individuals in the industry post. But I think offering value, which this one was just simply some hope for some of our agents and consumers alike, offering stats, something that we all can control as far as putting out good news, regardless of the market. And I know we've heard the same song and dance for 4 years now, low inventory, and here's the problems. But at the end of the day, if you're a seller, you were a buyer, and you'll probably be a buyer again. If you're a buyer, you're going to be a seller at some point. In very few markets, there's a win on the buy side and the sell side. So at the end of the day, I think it's all about offering value depending on who the party is that you're representing, or showcasing the data too. So this was just simply a market update. Hey, life is still really good. There's some things going on. It might be challenging, but it's okay. We're going to be all right.
What did you do after that piece, though? Because obviously you're sitting there pointing at music, but then what's the context for a consumer, or what's it for that?
Yeah, so that was attached to that. We had a campaign as far as so there's a couple things at play. We're dealing with some inventory issues, like everyone. We're dealing with some interest rate issues, but then we had a packet that went out to individuals that was attached to that was hope. It was hope with the market as far as what was going on. So that was just, hey, here's the real deal. Take a look here and take a look at some of this data, which was good. And at the end of the day, in any market, there's always a winner. So that was the point.
Thank you. So let's watch this next one.
While mortgage rates did peak near 8% last year, they've been trending down recently, and that's really good news for you. Here's why even a small drop in the rates can make a big impact on how much you can afford. Check out this chart that shows mortgage rates and how they affect your monthly mortgage payment when you buy a home. Let's say you take out a home loan for $400,000. What this shows is when mortgage rates come down, so does your monthly mortgage payment. So, what does this mean for you? Well, experts project rates will be lower this year, and that'll help with how much home you can afford. And while we may still see some volatility in the mortgage rates, don't overlook the fact that even a small dip is good news for you and your purchasing power. If you're curious or have questions questions on what experts are saying about mortgage rates or what it means for you if you're thinking of buying a home this year, I'm your person. Let's connect. Shoot me a message and please share this with a friend.
All right, Claudia. Good job.
First, I would say when Reels first came out, it's super intimidating because some people do Reels and they look like movie premieres or trailers, and I was like, oh my gosh. Right, and I get analysis paralysis, and so I'm of the thought of let's not reinvent the wheel, and I'm not going to dance and point and that sort of thing. That's not my thing. That could be something for somebody else, but I want to be educational and informative and provide value. So that is Keeping Current Matters. That they have a program, and I actually have. I don't know if all the slides are going to show up, but I have some discount codes and stuff like that, so that I can provide later. But I just read their scripts. You can sign up for their platform that you just hold the phone, and everything I say there, they told me to say, and all those graphics come up. So I have somebody that goes in, because I'm a little extra, so I have them put in all the pops and all the captions and stuff. But I didn't come up with that content, and I just read it off the screen, and I just pay for them. So all of my social educational reels are all that, and then I post that to Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn.
Fantastic. So the extra part of your personal brand on social?
Pardon?
Extra is being part of your social.
I mean, I'm a little
Okay, let's go to this next one real quick.
I mean, it's gone. You cannot. And 2 years ago, you could. Because it is a shifting market, and a lot of agents don't have a clue what's happening right now.
If they're a brand new agent, and I am a broker, so I'm going to tell you, I would tell them to join a team. And I know a lot of them don't like that advice, but at this point in time, because the market is shifting, I think if they really want to come in and they learn the business and learn it well, the best thing that they can do is join a strong team.
All right, so what's going on here?
That actual video, if you watch the whole video, it was regarding pools and how much pools bring to your state, how much value they bring. So I have California, they are represented in South Carolina and Texas. So it was just a comparison. These are every Monday. I use StreamYard as the method to get them out for my lives. It'll broadcast on 5 different stations. That particular one, I also used Opus AI, which is a way for you to take your long form content and break it into short form videos. And the other part of this one at the very end, Maria Scrub ends up talking. The reason I do it is to connect with all of you. And because of you, I got 67 referrals from you last year.
Let's switch gears a little bit and talk about content. Jeff, you got kind of what you called your 6 pillars. You want to practice for the group?
Certainly. So, I talked earlier about the different platforms within social media, and I think a lot of times people are so overwhelmed thinking that they should be on all of them. So regardless of where you are, from Snapchat to TikTok to Instagram, Facebook, the content really is all the same as far as why people engage. So you have to understand, and you are all consumers yourself to it, there's really 2 reasons that people are on social media. And that's either through entertainment or education. So that's whenever you choose, sometimes it's all day for some of you, other times you have a period of end of your day for entertainment purposes. But the way I train in our office is, especially when we're setting up new agents or veteran agents for their very first time on social media platforms, is to talk about the pillars there, the 6 pillars. And really, they're all things that I believe your content should include, at least one of them. Sometimes it can include multiple of those, but I think education's a big one, right? I mean, you can go through YouTube, big for that. You can get into Instagram, you're starting to see some of that. Certainly, Reels, if you want to learn how to do something, you typically go to YouTube. TikTok obviously is a big one there too, just for life hacks and whatnot. So education's a big one. Anytime you want to figure out how to do something on your own, obviously a lot of our clients are using some of those things probably that they should be using for home improvements and whatnot. But there's that's a good focus. The second one is community. Community is a big one as well. So everyone has their passions, their interests. their hobbies. So communities can be following hashtags like beaches, sunsets, specific dog breeds that you might like, vehicles, wherever it might be, or whatever it might be. But community is a big one too. Certainly we're all here in the R4 community, so I'm sure many of you have already followed R4 hashtags or just the R4 members page, so that's a good example. Comedy, who doesn't like to laugh, right? So gym fails or pranks, scares, whatever it is. Comedy's a big one too. Inspiration, motivation, everyone loves to follow life transformations, weight loss or just some sort of inspirational story about someone changing their life. So that's a big one. Recommendation and referral. How many times have someone reached out to your feed? They need a lawn person or a carpenter, a plumber, and it just loads every available space on your feed. So that's big as well. The last one is e-commerce, and that's not necessarily something that we see a lot of in our industry, and that's not e-commerce to sell a home. So marketing a home is different. That's more for product. So that has lived primarily on TikTok. TikTok stores is one of the fastest growing online stores, and many of you use that store, but they have very competitive prices, and they have kickbacks for some of their hosts and pages. So I think as long as you're following some of that stuff, you'll find that content that's posted with those items is going to generate more interest, and I think trend a little bit better than not. And one other thing, and we may talk a little bit about this, but always check the health of your pages as far as the demographics of who's following your page, and also your backside interest on trending content. I think a lot of times you'd be surprised with the demographics, especially as far as what type of individuals are following it, and maybe some of the content's not resonating well because of that. So I always say look at the backside of that, your content, your demographics, and you might want to change some things up there.
Jennifer, how do you approach your content?
That's a great question. I do both. I do referrals. I do education. That was cool, was the education. Solar panels, education. I do market reports as well. I do some funny things at the office too. So I try to hit on everything pretty successfully. But the biggest thing is just to be really consistent with what you do, right? So that, my Mondays, it is not always easy because it's hard to ask all of you to be on there, to be on it with me, and come up with content, what you want to talk about, what I feel we need to talk about, and to do it every single Monday. But I've now been doing it 2.5 years. And so I wouldn't do it if it wasn't beneficial to me and to you. The other thing that's happened, I found odd, is about 10 to 15 agents per week across the world are going to my Facebook asking me who I have in what area. I don't make any money to do that. That is like me giving back because I love y'all and love everything that y'all do for me. Not sure I exactly answered your question.
So let me ask you this. So you're putting content out there to promote your brand, right? And you're talking about the network that we have of agents. But how do you balance that with consumers who are also on your pages? Because I doubt you have the network version recruiter or Remax agent versus consumer.
Right.
How do you balance that?
Yeah, so that is a good question. I try to put 5 consumer content for every 1 agent content.
Okay.
But to be clear, depends on which platform, but it's y'all that are watching me. So I do know my audience, and a lot of it is for y'all that I don't know.
When you say watching the platform, what do you mean by that?
Well, on Facebook, we'll have any Monday you watch, there's 400, 500, 600 people watching it. And everybody's interactive, everybody talks back and forth, it's fun.
Okay, great. Any questions from the audience? I don't have my brains, but do you guys have anything on content?
Not a contact. How do you get on your show, Jennifer?
So how do you get on your show?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I have a link that will show in a minute for my calendar, and all you have to do is sign up for it. Please do. It is fun. Everybody's usually nervous about it, but literally just about everybody in here has done it at some point, and I think it's just fun, just connecting.
Yeah, so just to clarify, the question was how to get on our show, and so at the end we've got a slide that you guys will be able to see that. Was there another question over here on content? No? Okay. So So let's go a little bit, Claudia, I want to dig into how do you simplify things with social media, right? Because it can be overwhelming.
Yes.
At the end of the day, you guys are agents, you're buying and selling houses, dealing with inspections and
Absolutely.
inspections, right?
I can't be all things to all people. And sometimes they'll ask me like, oh my gosh, how do you do it all? Like you're always posting, and I have 2 virtual assistants, you guys. I answer all my DMs personally, but while I'm here, I have people posting for me. I have one gal who I only edits my reels. You know how sometimes we take videos or pictures or how many things we have on our phone, we're like, you wanted to do that reel, but you never did because you don't have time because you want to sell homes. Well, I have somebody that helps me who is also available to help you, so stay tuned for that information. And then I have one gal who posts via a calendar for also I buy templates. So if you look at my Instagram or everything, I don't create that content either. I'm telling you all my secrets now. I don't create that content. I basically have her rebrand it all to me and puts it on a calendar. We use Loomly to post throughout every single day, and she shares that to Instagram and to Facebook and everything. What I put.
Ask you a quick question on that. I travel around a lot, and there's some people that feel they need to create the content themselves.
Yeah, don't worry about
authentic
that.
to them.
Right.
But you don't. So how do you make sure it feels authentic? to
Yes,
you?
so that's, I guess, one pillar would be the KCM, Keeping Current Matters reels. Those are my educational reels. And then I have another part, which is the templates that I buy that I rebrand and to my area or to myself. And then I always do a local, I try to do like a local reel. I think one of my girls posted today on my social media something about Tulip Day in San Francisco. I didn't even go to that. She went and she took the pictures and videos, and at the very end it's a slide about me. But I came here to do that. So, and then the other thing is I always try, Pinky always reminds me to post personal stuff, so I try to post something personal all the time. And you know, it's a challenge, right? Because at the end of the day, you want to sell homes, and editing reels is super fun, but it takes a long time, and I don't want to do that. So automate, what I post on my business Facebook page is different. I do have the Keeping Current Matters poster automatically, you know, all the blog content posts on there, which doesn't go on Instagram because Instagram people don't like that. But I do have a lot of, Zapier. So Zapier is a tool that I use to, when somebody asks, like I have a referral map that you guys can all join. So if you go to my Instagram and message me the word map, try it right now and see what happens. And then you can join my referral map. Same thing with BombBomb. When you text me that, when you send me a DM with the word map, it'll send you a link to sign up for my referral map. And then there's a zap that goes out to BombBomb, and you'll automatically get an email saying, hey, this is me in front of the waterfront, Benicia, and this is who I am. And I'm not sitting there sending out you guys the emails, it's all automated, so just simplify your life. And then I also have a lot of drip campaigns using BombBomb, and then be consistent, like Jennifer said, great minds think alike, right? Just be consistent across all social media platforms. Like Fridays in my area, we have broker tour, I think it's called like Caravan or something in other areas, but we go to look at the new homes that just hit the market on Fridays. I always do a contest, so people always know that I'm doing that. And I'm out of town, I won't do it, but people have something to look forward to. So I do testimonial Tuesdays. I try to, people kind of know what to look forward to, and I just kind of, and I love memes. Memes are so fun. And it kind of helps break the ice too. And I do post everything. I do share everything to my stories as well, because some people are story people, and some people are not. So yeah.
Jeff, I've got a question for you. So you manage how many agents?
So we have 2 offices, and we have 160 agents. I'm one of 3 managers that we have.
So when you think about that many people and building content for that many people, not just the agent population, how do you tailor them? How do you think through who they are and making that kind of true on their social?
So they just said it best. Pick something that is authentic and that you can manage. So I know everyone has their thing, right? You have something that you can talk about that's of interest, that's one of your passions. And if it's difficult to find that, borrow content. You know, there's a great resource out there. Do any of you follow Paul Bradley? Paul Bradley's awesome. Follow Paul Bradley. He has a great TikTok channel. He's a recruiter and a manager down in, I think he's Tennessee. He has an awesome page. I use his stuff all the time. We showcase our agents with a series of 5 things you didn't know about me. And we cut it up on TikTok. It's awesome. But borrow from the network. I always tell our agents, follow every RE/MAX agent across the country. And here's the other thing. We just talked about this last night where we have a marketing department in our office, and they do create some content for some of our agents. And their biggest complaint is, well, it's all the same content. I don't want to share all the same content. But the reality is your crowd is different than their crowd. So not everyone has the same audience that they're seeing the same content. You can pick a lot of different graphics up from your fellow agents in different states and make it your own. You know, here's a really good one that you could all do and not step on each other's toes. But Millionaire Mondays has always been a really popular one. So you go into remax.com, log into your personal page so it connects your individual brand to the content. Like, yeah, the opening ceremonies, right? How much is the home worth? Pick up a property anywhere in the country, Millionaire Mondays. Would this be a great property to wake up to, or whatever it is? They open it up. Everyone loves looking at those pictures, by the way. So open that up. All your contact is already branded directly to that because of the source within RE/MAX. So that's a good one. But I think the big thing is figure out what your passion is, be authentic, be consistent, right? That's the biggest part, I think, with social media is people have great ideas, they get excited, you all leave here, go home, all like ready to go, and then you fall into the same old routine. So just pick one thing. Yeah, go ahead.
Tell me again how you got that already branded RE/MAX. What are you building that Millionaire Monday in?
Yeah, so you can do
The question was, how do you get into that page and brand it to RE/MAX?
Yeah, so a couple different things, but you can actually search within your individual agent site. So you have the ability to search anywhere in the world, and you can pick Millionaire Monday properties from Europe to Africa to California, Hawaii, whatever it is, and you're branded with it.
You're recording your screen, you're not walking through the house?
No. So you're going to do a general search on your site of that property. You can pick in your details as far as what price ranges you want to look at. So anything that comes back to that, your contact information is going to be on that. So then you take that initial pick of the property, that's what you're posting. They click on it, and then that's going to direct back to your site.
If it's the link from your agent site that's branded, the property picture or post is linking back to your page on RE/MAX.com.
Yeah, and that's that's an easy one. You can do that every single Monday. It takes 5 minutes. And one other tip before I forget this, but this was a life changer when I figured this out. Someone told me about it, and I was just like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I didn't know that. And that was like a couple years back. But text replacement. So, my gosh. Game changer, right? So text replacement, Android works too, but iPhones are super easy. If you're into your controls, keyboards, text, you can replace with random symbols or words to fill paragraphs of data. And that's for, obviously, hashtags, any type of tagging mechanism, some of your own branding stuff. I use it for everything now, including like happy anniversaries, happy birthdays, and it's like 2 symbols. Mine's always @, and then like happy birthdays @HB, and it's just a paragraph of, hey, hope you have an awesome day today, thinking about you, happy birthday, best Jeff. So it's 4 symbols rather than typing out every single time, and that can be on social media channels, that can be emails, that can be text messages, for everything. So Android has a version too, but anyway.
Okay, let's go through a speed round of questions. The first one is a shameless plug. I am the marketing guy. What RE/MAX tools do you guys love or recommend for the group?
I love the stickers. Love the stickers. And when you send those stickers to your clients, they love them too. And what I do with the stickers is you can make note cards on them. Just grab a sticker, pop it in a Canva, and print out a card. Or, I just buy the blank cards at the office supply store, but I'm sure you can get them printed if you wanted to, that say, so whenever I get in a contract with somebody, I always put the donut worry, we got this. I always send them that, and if I remember, I can send them some donuts or bring some donuts next time. So they like that. When we get an offer accepted, I always send them that. And then just use the stickers on social media too. They're really cool. I try to use them a lot, but there's so many good ones out there. There's an app, I don't know what it's called, Remax Stickers. If you look for it in the App Store, it's so fun. I love that. The hustle commercials, you guys, funny story. So when they first came out, way back when, I know there were some recent updates to it, I posted one, and it was so funny. I was hanging out with a group of friends, and they were like, "Oh my gosh, Claudia has a commercial. Did you guys see that?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I have a commercial." so just utilize them. Consumers don't know, like we know that Remax made those for us, but our consumers don't know that, they think that you paid for a commercial, right? And that's cool. So it just gives you the credibility, and people do business with who know, like, and trust, right? So.
I love that you said that, because that's the whole purpose we create those, right? It's the instant credibility, but you all bring the brand to life. And so it's that quick, easy, get you 89% of the way there, and some quick updates.
And like you said, we all have different spheres, and so what I post, somebody else will post. If someone's in my area, they might have a different, group of people. So yeah.
What do you do before we go to the next? Anything left?
No, I think she did a great job.
Okay.
I'll plug Photify, and it's not free, but it's dirt cheap. So everyone should.
$8.
Yeah, $8, and I think it's $6 if you sign up here at Marketplace. Photify, if someone is afraid for any type of content creation, it's all done for you. It's branded for you, and it has all your social channels connected to it. That is the easiest one, especially for those of you that are really working with databases hard. The easiest one is happy birthdays. Build a frame, you shoot the video on your phone, right into the frame, text message directly to the person. It takes 30 seconds. So Photify is huge. And I also I know there's a lot of things with KB4 that are not so great right now, but the blog content is awesome. And I'm a big believer in your Google Business Profiles. So Google Business Profiles, if you continue to create content all free, you're going to generate a lot of interest on there. So reviews there, and then your blogs that you create through KB Core, post it on Google Business Profile, and then direct back to your individual site. So those two are pretty good.
Fantastic. All right, next one. Of you three, who's paying to boost content?
I have not. I haven't got that far yet.
Jeff, you?
The only thing I boosted was when Nick Bailey and I got the interview with him. And Q, I got Q, I also boosted that one.
I think
Yeah, that's boost worthy. I think, sorry, go ahead. Good. Yeah, we boost a lot. We do a lot of recruiting stuff. I think, and this is, again, back to your individual page health. Look at those demographics of where you believe you can be a really good resource to people, and then target those areas. We have specific areas where high relocation outside of our area that we know for a fact people are coming in, and we'll hit targeted ads in those areas. So that's definitely something we boost.
I mean, and you can also do free boosts, right? Whenever you tag your clients or tag a restaurant or tag wherever you're at and they share you just boosted it, and that didn't cost you anything. So try that as well.
What about budget? Do you guys have dedicated budget, or do you just kind of do it as needed?
I spend as needed, but the best thing I did was hire my baby girl right there to handle all the social media stuff.
Jeff, what do you guys have budget?
So we have a budget for marketing, although we don't necessarily have a budget specific for boosted ads or targeted ads.
I do have a budget. I don't know what I can tell you right now. It's in my cookbooks and on the spreadsheet. But I think that we have to remember as realtors, we're so easy to just open up our wallets like, oh, it's only $20 a month. This is that. No, but you could. One of my lender, my preferred lender, Monica, just told me this. She says, cancel your whatever you have your automatic payments on. Cancel that card. Okay, cancel it. And because you probably don't even know what you're subscribed for, right? And if you're on an automatic payment plan and you cancel that and you owe the money, they're going to find you. And you're like, oh, no, I don't want that anymore. So just be careful with, opening up your wallets, like $4 here, $20 here, $100, right?
So let's talk about content for a second. How do you guys look at the content that's working And what kind of improvements or changes are you making that you've seen get better either ROI, reach, views, whatever that might be? So what's the audience looking for?
So with me, definitely the content, I look at it, if we don't have a lot of views, then I shift it, right? So when I first started doing my Monday to Market Monday, I really focused on trends, market trends. And the reason why I focused on market trends is because my people in California, New York, Colorado, Texas, I know that we run about 3 months behind the trends in Texas. We run 6 months behind the trends in Denver. I know that because I've taken time to interview y'all and get to know that. Ideally, I started doing that, thinking I was going to take that information back to my clients to better serve my clients. But I also started noticing that like 6 months in, people quit watching it because it was kind of boring. So then I started spicing it up and just really watching those views, watching the comments from you guys, and tweaking what I was doing to get the most views.
So let's go into time, because again, you're busy. We've heard Q on how you did 168 hours, right? We know that there's only so much time in a day. How much time are you guys devoting to social, creating content, engaging?
I'll tell you how much time I'm probably saving after I hired my 2 virtual assistants. I probably got, I'm not even kidding you guys, like 25 to 30 hours of my life back when I hired 2 virtual assistants, like 25 hours a month. Because, I try to do that not during the day, so after dinner or watching TV, that's when I would be doing all of my editing of my content, and it just took time away from my family, right? And so I realized, oh gosh, I really need help. And so now I do, I think one of my virtual assistants works 10 hours or less, and the other one is as needed. So I don't know how much time I spend, but I can tell you how much time I save. So if you think you don't need an assistant or 2, I mean, you absolutely do.
With me, in the beginning, you really need, I did 1 day a week. And within that day, I would come up 6, 7, 8 different videos and then pass it over to Grayson. She posted, but I did that for a month, and then there was enough content that I had already created within that 4 days that she posted in the next 6 months.
And then how were you able to repost and like repurpose that content and recycle it again? Or
Yeah.
is it just once and
No, I would do, within a whole day, I would do 5, 6, 7, 8 different videos. I'm definitely the person that will bring the whole wardrobe to the office. Do a video change.
Time-wise, I think OpenAI changed everything with time. So to schedule things with content, what took hours before is now minutes. So if you're not using OpenAI, do it. It's free. You can use the 3.0 ChatGPT. Create content. Make sure you edit it always. It's a great tool, but you want to make it your own. Remember, back to authenticity. So make the content your own. But it creates 30 days, easy for almost every platform. 30 days of content within 5 minutes. Go through each one. Get your graphics that are appropriate for each subject. It changes everything. When it comes to videos, the longest part of the production is not the issue, it's the editing. So when it comes to editing, that takes the longest. I love CapCut, that's my favorite go-to for any video. Makes things so much easier. It's pretty inexpensive.
I love it. InShot. InShot is awesome. I know some of my other friends in the room could try to get cut. I can't get cut. It doesn't work for my brain. But InShot works for me, for sure.
That's good.
And also with the educational reels that I've done, if you go back on my Instagram, I'm always wearing a black shirt, usually, and then I'll throw a scarf on, and the next one I'll throw a jacket on, and the next one, I won't have a jacket and a scarf on. So I'm usually it's on a good hair day, like I wash my hair, And then I just film like 9 or 10, and then one of my virtual assistants just schedules them out and edits them. I used to do Fiverr. I did Fiverr a couple times, and I did, because you can get a reel edited for like $5. Or you get what you pay for. Obviously, we all know that, right? And that just wasn't for me. So finding somebody local that can help, it was great.
Okay. Let's talk about success for a minute, right? There's a lot of vanity metrics in social and marketing at a high level. What are you guys really looking at to say this is helping my business? Not feel good about how many people might be looking at me, but truly measuring the success of your business.
Well, for me, it's pretty easy. Got 67 referrals. Did you hear that? That is
But how
my
you're measuring that though too? Some people don't. They're like, yeah, it kind of works. They're not quantifying that.
Yeah,
What do you
so I
feel?
think it's hard to quantify a video. However, when I do it with my clients, they always respond, how do I quantify that? There's not a way. But the 67 referrals is an easy way for me to quantify that.
So how many of those referrals have turned into business?
I've closed 45 of them. And I'm working with the others now.
That's great.
So we closed like 200 agreement units a year, so that was a huge pillar of business.
Yeah.
I forgot what I was gonna say.
No worries. Jeff.
Oh, views. I was gonna say, I don't have a lot of followers on Instagram, you guys, but it's quality over quantity, and I just don't even look at how many followers. I'll look at the views on Reels sometimes, but it doesn't matter. Like the people that see it, that, get something from it, that's where it's valuable. And even, buyers that are on the fence sometimes. Like I was driving someone around a couple weeks ago, and she popped back up out of nowhere and was like, hey, I think I'm ready now. I saw that somebody posted, wrote a testimonial about you, that you were really patient, and it took them 6 months to find something, and I didn't feel as bad, so here I am. Cool, like how do you quantify that, right? But also last year, half of my business was referrals, and I think like 25% of that was people that connected with me on social media. So it may be a long, return on your investment, but it's as long as you keep doing it, and it'll come back to you.
Yeah, it's not just the motivated sprints for the marathon, long term. Right?
Yes,
Building that value
absolutely.
long term. Jeff, anything to add?
Just, understanding it's social media marketing, right, not advertising. So marketing's a different play. It's no different than billboards or traditional print media. It's marketing. So over time, as long as your consistency, it pays off. It always does. And that's the thing too, right? Where a lot of agents are hesitant to be on social media. The number one thing is that you're relevant still. So when people are searching for you, search for yourself. I mean, obviously, your LLC profile's popping up first, but then right after that, your social pages are hitting. Your Google Business profile's right up there first, and then it's gonna hit your Facebook, Instagram, and then anything else that you're tied to. So the relevancy of consumers searching for you is an easy one, and that's free, so.
And another good video to do, if I have a client or have clients that I get at least 3 of the exact same questions, what is the process? What is the due diligence rate?
Content.
I do a video. Then also not only is that good for content, but I also email it to them throughout different parts of the process of buying or selling it.
That's very smart. All right, so let's talk about community engagement for a second. Do you guys reply to every comment? Is just the thumbs up like enough, or the heart? How do you do the trolls?
I think it's important to reply, but again, it's hard that doesn't for me.
I do. I reply because especially if somebody just followed me, I'm like, oh, who are they? Let me go check them out. Maybe we have common interest, and people, you want to be yourself. You want to be engaging, right? Sometimes I'll just pop on real quick and send them a video. Say, hey, thanks for following me. I saw that we have common friends. Like, are there any questions you might have, or how can I help you? They're like, no, I just heard about you and want to follow you. Cool. Like, oh, by the way, I'm actually thinking of buying or selling the next year. Okay, cool, awesome.
Right. Jeff, how do you define it?
Yeah, always respond to everyone, with the exception of if you're getting into some controversial stuff, which I would never recommend you do. That's just, don't do it. I mean, it's just a problem. And anytime you get involved in something going on, it goes like wildfire. So, but if someone's talking about your content that you're putting out there that's appropriate for the industry, always, you're always going to comment back. And that's your organic growth. So that's how things grow on each individual page. So always respond.
I think something to that point, it's been a very interesting couple of years, and we have seen some crazy stuff online in commentary. If you wouldn't say to your grandma, maybe don't type it. Don't say it, right? Like that common courtesy of a stranger or whoever it is, like that's right, you can just forget that sharp tongue behind the keyboard. Keep in mind it does have an impact. It doesn't go away. Even when you delete the comment, it's screenshotted from somewhere.
And even when I'm doing home tours and I'm like, wow, look at this interesting bathroom. Isn't this great? What do you guys think? Like, I never say anything negative about it or anyone, or no politics though.
Okay, so I'm gonna put you guys in the spot a little bit. Let's talk about what's your most embarrassing post or something that's happened on social.
Oh my gosh, I got one. So when I was doing my own editing and reels and trying to figure it out, and messaging Steve Cole and Shelby Strickland, like, how do you do that thing that, like, I don't even know how to describe what I need help with, but I don't know how to do that, and I got to a house early to speaking of client, and it took me like an hour to film everything and get all of the things together and the stickers and all that, and after I finished finished the whole thing. I was ready to post. I saw I had spinach in my teeth. And I was like, dang it, I just spent an hour doing this. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna post it. And I'm just gonna say, don't look at the spinach in my teeth, look at the content. And that's probably one of my highest engagement reels, because they're like, oh my god, that's so funny. And I'm like, you know, right? So.
Still professional spinach.
Yeah.
So I have two. My first one, when I first started doing lives, Facebook Lives, I was doing an open house Facebook Live, and I was facing me, and I didn't know how to flip it around, so all the comments were like, hey, we're still looking at you. And I didn't have my glasses on, so it was like that really fumbly, awkward stage to kind of feel my way through the process. So that was one. My other one, and a lot of y'all were there, was at a lead retreat when I had a whole group of like 30 agents waiting to talk and be on my Monday broadcast. And again, everything's set up away. I don't have my glasses on. We do this for almost an hour. No sound. No sound. Yeah, it was embarrassing. But it worked.
And you did it.
Yep, still here.
So, I have one that I still haven't really fully recovered from, but and just know that I do not follow anything inappropriate on my feeds for this reason exactly. But and I'll set the stage a little bit. So I'm teaching a class, and this was Facebook class, and I was just going through some content creation that it was from a different source, and then we were implementing into Facebook. Open up my page, and right at the top of the page is obviously all the groups and pages that you follow. No live page on there, complete nudity on the top, and I'm like, oh my gosh, you gotta be kidding me. And by the way, I'm like talking to this class earlier, and the one woman in the front row is talking about the christening of her child, and I'm like, so it was a racers page too. It was like, you gotta be kidding me. It was like, so it must have been some kind of whatever, but and then I had to go back to the top always, because I like quick shut down, like, oh my gosh, I gotta go back to the top of this page because my content's sitting there. So I'm like creeping up the slide bar until, anyway, it was bad. But
We'll keep that story here in Vegas and not take it home. All right, so I just want you guys to know in the audience, these are the channels that the brand has. So if you're thinking about, okay, this is great, but does anybody not know what one of these logos are? And that's okay too. You good? Okay. So follow it. Connect, because again, to the point, if you guys have your own content that you're running, debate it, negate it, make it your own. Like, we're putting this stuff out there to either attract the consumer, talk about us versus the competition in the industry at large. But we're also working to create content that's easier, because again, we're providing tools to make this easier to put the brand out there, but also for you guys to leverage this as if you made it, as if you're putting this behind. So I want to show you a couple of these ideas where we know that there's a lot of questions out there. Question?
What was the last social media? Not Threads.
Threads.
Okay.
You good? Yeah. Okay. I see pictures. Okay. So we know there's a lot of questions out there from consumers, right? And we know that RE/MAX agents have all the answers. If you connect with this, you're going to find this content on Hustle, but you're also going to find it out in the world and out loud on social. We want you to use this, and we're trying to think. Some of you might like, that doesn't work for me. That's fine. There's a lot of different flavors of content we're putting out, but I just want to show some of the personality that we're trying to put out with the brand. It's hard to see in the back if you can't read that, but it's like texting to the agent about loving being close to grandma, and just those moments that kind of they're always fun. And so it's showing an engagement between an agent, the experienced agent, and the consumer. Love that that house is by the bus stop. Thank you so much. We can't read that. If that was my dad, I would literally get off the bus and run. There's a lot more like that that we're putting out there, right? And so if you're looking for this stuff, we've got the marketing portal. You can find us on MAX Center, tons of content, great resource for you guys. RE/MAX also, the panelists talked about, this has a lot of great, easy, quick content on the go, in between appointments. From a photo file perspective, again, it is a paid option at $8, but I think what's really interesting is that picture, there's that sign. My information is actually on that sign. It's pre-populated. So if I walked out of that appointment and I snapped a picture of the house, and before I drove off, I took my sign, dropped it in the front of their house, 3 things that I want to remind you why it could be a great realtor for you to sell this house, and drive off and have already texted to them, you're going to look pretty cool. That savvy that you have, that resource. You also have all the language options on the right. So as long as you have the keyboard native to your device, you can create content in any language. So it's a way to connect as well without having to go back and work through that. From a Max Tech Private Key Core perspective, with Core Present, Core Listing Machine Design Center, Core Social, that's one I think we gotta work through. But the Listing Machine and Design Center is pretty sweet. And if you find stuff that you like or you're not finding it, let us know. We're adding about 50 templates a month right now because we want to make sure that this is your tool to automate some of that work and get it out there. And then one last thing for our side is join, if you guys are out there and you're creating content, because as a brand, I don't actually buy and sell houses, you do. I promote the network of all of you, right? So you can get into the conversation in a different way than we can. Join this creator network. We are constantly putting out tasks and wanting to get people like yourselves out there getting loud, getting this content. So please take this QR code and join. And here's just a couple of examples of how simple it is. That might take you 5 seconds. That'd be great. We'll get it out there. We'll help promote it.
Here's some of my reasons why I chose to become a RE/MAX real estate agent. Number 1 is brand recognition. Anytime I go on vacation and I'm in an unfamiliar area, I always find a RE/MAX office, and I just think that's so amazing. Another reason is R4, which is a great international conference where I get to make personal connections with agents from across the country as well as around the world. Also, I just love how much RE/MAX emphasizes education and wanting to provide the best for us, because the better we can become as agents, the better we can serve our clients, and that's why I love RE/MAX.
So as Amy talked about OGS, it's time to get loud. Join this group and help us get loud and help us promote all of you. But the panelists also have some other tools, which you've already hit on some. But you guys want to hit on any of these other, whether it's Hootsuite, Lumi, Opus?
I don't use Hootsuite. I use Lumi, which they're both the same thing. It's just a planning calendar. I logged into it once to set up my VA, and I haven't logged into it again. But that's where you can schedule your content. And then Keeping Current Matters is the other one that I use. That is, it has the blog already made for you. It has the scripts that you can use, and they also have local content too, which I haven't used just yet. But I mean, honestly, the best tool is the one that works for you and that you use. So check them all out and see what works for you.
So me, I use Opus AI. That is where you take your long content videos, and it will break it up for you. You can choose whether it breaks up 30 seconds, 90 seconds, a minute, 2 minutes, whatever you want. And it will come up, it'll tell you what the ranking is based on how many people that are going to watch it. And it'll also come up with it puts everything, the title, everything. So it's easy, it's super cheap. I think I paid $100 for a year, and I think you have like 200 hours or something like that. It takes 5 minutes. Opus AI. Yeah, I learned about it
We use Hootsuite. We schedule out a month for all our content, and then we supplement that with trending stuff that's happening throughout the month. We do CapCut, love Photo Leap, Video Leap. That's a whole Leap series. There's like 4 of them. They're all really good. That's a lot of video editing information that's already done, all digital. Splice, love Splice. Splice is an opportunity to put a bunch of different videos together and manipulate the products however you want, the length. It's really good. Yeah, it's really good.
Great. So Jennifer, let's talk about your...
Yeah, so anybody wants to be on my live Mondays, My Different Market Mondays, thank you, Mr. for helping me come up with the name. You could, one of them's a calendar link. Yes. Tracy, thank you, yes, Monday. But there's a calendar link. The other one, it says the blink link, but it's not. Sorry, it is a Google Forms, so you can be on the Google form.
Do you have that? All right. Claudia.
So this this is a slide where if you follow me on Instagram first and you DM me with the word R4, I wasn't sure how many slides I could get in. I love going to these sessions where I could go home and take something back and actually implement. So I have like 6 or 7 slides with discount codes and links. I think there's only one that's an affiliate link. There's like a bomb discount I was able to negotiate for you guys if you want to check that out. So DM me with that, and then one of my virtual assistants, like I said, is available to help edit reels. So if you have like random reels that you're just like, I just want to edit. They've been editing all of my, yep, that's her right there, Becca. She can help you, and she's the one that's been editing all the reels for while we're here. So if you look on my social media, it says day 1, day 2, day 3 Revax conference. Her and I created a photo circle, so I learned about photo circle from Mark from Denver. And her and I created a photo circle, and she's just been going in there getting all my pictures and just putting them on into a reel. So that's.
That was the last slide. Those we got for David.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so then just a reminder, I want you guys to take the survey, but we have a few minutes, so we're going to open it up for questions on anything we didn't touch on, anything you're thinking about. Yeah. Virtual assistant, right there. You're welcome.
And she just created that account yesterday because she wanted to keep it separate than her personal, so it is her, she is real. She's one of my BFFs, and she will help you. She knows how to do all the things.
Yeah.
Can you give me like a quick dummy version of what is Photify exactly? Is it, you mentioned the time and the personalization?
So she wants the dummy version of what Photify is. So when we created this and partnered with them, it was really around creating content on the go. Because I know you guys are not sitting at the office most of the time. You're on the go, going to listing appointments, inspections, you're busy. What you can do is create custom content, you can create templated content, or not even do anything and just post it as it is. So there's a lot of branded content that we put into the platform that's recruiting related if you're on a team, buyer, seller, consumer, happy holidays, whatever it might be, it's all branded. So then the idea of it is, again, as long as you've got access to photography. So if you've got a photographer you're working with and they drop it into your OneDrive or a Dropbox account, as long as you can access it on your phone, now they've got a desktop version, you can get access to photos to create marketing materials quickly. And then all of the options on the right, instead of going in and knowing what the aspect ratios are and what the different specs are between Instagram and Facebook and others, you create the content once, pick the platform you want to send it to, and post it. You can schedule them. It doesn't auto-post because that's not a good best practice, but it's just an easy way to create content and marketing materials, especially on social and digital.
I'll just add one other thing to Photify is they also house thousands of photos and videos that I routinely use and take off of that site to put in something else. So they already have all the copyright images and videos, so that's a pretty cool resource as well.
Any other questions? Yeah.
Well, have any of you guys ran into issues? So I'm Tara, and I'm in Cheyenne, Wyoming, and I do the marketing for the brokerage there. And we've been running into a lot of issues with authenticity of our pages, where we literally just got our Instagram page shut down and deleted.
Me too. So asking around with fun deactivation of pages.
That is scary. That's like my worst nightmare. I paid for Meta Verified for, I think, about a year. There was 2 instances where I needed help, and I reached out, and honestly, it wasn't very helpful in analyzing and being or what was going to be my budget. Going back to that, where it was only $14.99, but I have my business and then my Facebook, so it ended up being double that, and I didn't see it work for me. But when you DM me for that R4 and get my slides, there's some people on there that I follow that always give me good ideas. One of them always talks about making sure that you turn your followers and make sure you get their emails, because you know how we've had like Instagram go down and Facebook go down, obviously, and all that. And even I'm with Remax Gold, their Instagram got totally shut down. So capturing the emails is something that I'm currently working on to make sure that I have that for my followers so I can communicate with them. So I think that's another piece to it, is you can't rely on all these platforms because you could get shut down like tomorrow.
Well, let me address that too. So the blue badge, the verification, I've been trying to get it myself. My state ID is what I have, and I don't think it's my face. I even shaved my face so that I look like it to try to get it. So if I'm on my Facebook, I'm like, this is me. But it's a problem we've been having for a couple couple years. It is not unique to Remax. It is unique. It is their platform where they've got rid of a lot of people, and now they have AI scanning pages. And so there's been a lot of Facebook and Instagram page deactivations. I've had some people that they are on their 5th, 6th, 7th page, and they're just like, I'm done. At the end of the day, I get where it might feel like you're building on a quicksand. You have to determine what makes sense. Where is your audience? Do you need this? But you need to be just mindful that we're working with them and they're aware that there's an issue with franchising as a whole. They have an issue with real estate because it's not the business that has, one page. You all are independent business owners with the permissions to have the Remax marks and use that. They're trying to protect the brand, but inadvertently taking pages down that they shouldn't. The best practice would be make sure that it looks like you're with Remax, that it's got your Remax name in there. If it's a brokerage, the office of the brokerage is there. If it's an agent, you're in the pay, you've got your content. And then you just have to be mindful what you use, especially when curating other content. You love memes, make sure that those memes don't have other trademarks that you don't have rights and permissions to, because if you post that content, the technology could flag that page, find, hey, this person doesn't have permissions for that mark, and take the page out. And if you do find yourself in that situation, please go through the process with Instagram, Facebook, and Meta support to try to get that reactivated. We have a page on Max Center. If you look up for Facebook, it's got some details. I just got a letter from Facebook a couple weeks ago that we're going to be updating some guidelines here, but it is a frustrating process that we are doing everything we can to fix it. We are just not bigger than Facebook. We're not bigger than Meta, even though I'm a great balloon, I'm not bigger than Meta. So try, but I fight every day with them, trust me. Any other questions? Okay, guys, thank you so much for coming. Enjoy the lesson and see you at the conference. Thank you very much.
Quick.